All right, welcome to Arc Salt Lake on your Friday morning. Yesterday saw some really wild weather across the state of Utah. Tornado warning, heavy rain in parts of Salt Lake, Utah, and Tooele counties. Roads submerged underwater. So we're deciding to bring in Chief Meteorologist Lindsay Storrs to discuss yesterday's weather, but also what to expect this weekend. It was wild yesterday.
It was incredible. Now, this line formed right along the Utah-Nevada border, and instantly severe thunderstorm warnings were issued on it. And I was watching it march its way across Tooele County, and I was like, this thing, there's no way it can hold on all the way till it gets to the Wasatch Front. Sure enough, it did. It was incredible to watch that thing march its way across the state.
In fact, Lindsay, you work mornings. You work early mornings.
I do.
You came in last night. You drove into the station.
I did, yeah. I was here at the station from about 6:30 until almost 10 o'clock last night. So I got about 3 hours of sleep last night. So if I say something stupid, we're going to blame it on that.
Well, what do you blame it on every other morning?
Oh, hey now. Hey now.
There's a technical question I actually do have for you, because I'll look at radar.
Yes.
I don't know I'm not that science mind looking at it. If you do see it that far out, I would think, oh, is that going to fizzle out? What causes something to fizzle out and versus what causes it to keep its momentum?
Well, it's very hard for thunderstorms of that magnitude to keep that kind of energy. It just requires a lot of energy and lift in the atmosphere. And generally, at least here in the Intermountain West, we tend to not have that much lift and that much vorticity in our atmosphere to keep a storm with that magnitude going for that long, but it did last night, so it was pretty incredible to watch. We had that tornado warning.
Yes, the tornado warning.
In Tooele Valley. We got to talk about that. Now, initially, we had not heard any reports of damage. This was not a tornado that was spotted on the ground. It was a radar signature that was seen. We call it a hook echo. It really does look like a hook, like Captain Hook's hand, you know, a little bit. And you can see that rotation in the atmosphere. It's visible on the radar. And so that's what was seen on the radar moving across the Rush Valley and Skull Valley areas. And that's when National Weather Service issued that tornado warning. Well, since then, we have heard reports of damage in that area, of a roof being ripped off of a home, many trees down, and so National Weather Service will go out there and do a site survey where they're going to determine, looking at the debris and how it's landed, they're going to make a determination if it was a tornado that touched down or if the damage is from straight line winds.
Talking about flooding, the flooding that I've seen in Utah that I've covered, it's always stemmed from falling really fast and really hard.
Yes,
and that's what we saw yesterday, right?
Exactly what happened. We picked up almost 2 inches of rain in Sandy, most of that coming in about a 30 to 45 minute period. So obviously the storm drains just can't handle that amount of water, especially if they're clogged. We did have a lot of storm drains that were clogged, and so we just could not get that water to go down into the storm drains. We had reports of the manhole covers coming up because there was so much pressure in the storm drain system from it absorbing or trying to absorb that much water in such a short amount of time.
Okay, well, what's on tap for today and the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, so I've pulled up a graphic right here. This is for today. This is the excessive rainfall outlook. We are going to see more scattered showers and thunderstorms today. Unfortunately, I hate to say unfortunately about thunderstorms, but man, they put down a lot of rain. You can get a lot of damage with this, with flash flooding through the slot canyons, the dry washes, the burn scars. We got fairly lucky yesterday with the Cottonwood burn scar and the Wide-Mouth burn scar. We didn't have any flash flood issues yesterday. We could have some flash flooding issues going off of those burn scars for today. The burn scar where we actually did have a flash flood warning was the Jacob City burn scar. Remember that one? South of Tooele?
Yeah.
So we had flash flood warnings on that one last night. I haven't heard of any major damage coming off of that burn scar, but that was the area that got hit hardest. That was the burn scar that got hit hardest yesterday. But you can see everyone's got at least a marginal risk around the region for heavy rainfall out of today's storms again, and it's mainly going to be in the afternoon and evening.
So definitely could see some along the Wasatch Front?
Yes, I think so. I think especially between about 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. is when we're most likely to see some pockets of heavy rain. And once again, it's looking like it's going to mainly be the southern end of the Wasatch Front, so areas south of Salt Lake.
Okay, what about the rest of the weekend?
The weekend is looking drier. Let me see if I can pull up my weekend graphic and show you just how nice it's going to be. We do have this drier air that's going to move into the state. Isolated mountain thunderstorms, but that's about it. And our temperatures are going to stay so nice as well. Our normal high right now is 93 degrees. So to be at 84 tomorrow and 87 on Sunday, I mean, could you ask for better weather, better temperatures in the month of August? So plan something outside, get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. We deserve it.
What about the chance of moisture at all during the weekend?
Well, just isolated mountain thunderstorms.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very isolated. If you're going hiking, if you're going mountain biking, keep an eye to the sky. Download the 2 News mobile weather app. We always say that, but it's got its very own radar on it, so you can check it yourself when we're not on the air, and you can see if a thunderstorm's headed your direction or not.
Now, people, they see the rain from yesterday, they're thinking, oh, that's put out wildfires. Certainly it helps,
yes,
but it can be spotty too.
Yes, these storms were very spotty. In fact, people up in Davis County were like, what are you talking about? I was doing Facebook Lives yesterday evening when I was in the studio, and everyone up in Davis and Weber counties was like, what is she talking about? There's no storms. Because it is the spotty nature of this. The storm last night mainly moved through the southern end of the Wasatch Front. We didn't get much rain at all on the Rocky Canyon fire. We got a little bit, but not much. So it is spotty, and keep in mind that these storms also produce really gusty winds, gusty and erratic winds. So that does not help firefighting efforts. And of course, the lightning from them can spark new fires as well.
And then when it comes to, so we're going to have a meteorologist from Open Snow coming up on After You.
I am excited about this.
They released a kind of a winter season preview, basically. But I want to ask you, because I know it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the winter ahead, but it was such a dismal one last winter. So let me get your perspective. What do things look like?
We have a super El Nino is what they're calling it. Really, really strong El Nino. Now, El Nino is the warming of the water temperatures off the coastline of South America, off of Chile and Peru. And so when this happens, even though it's way down there near South America, it impacts the weather all over the earth to have this change in water temperature. And so what it does is I've got a graphic, it strengthens what's called the subtropical jet stream. That's the jet stream that tends to bring storms into the southern U.S. And so when it gets strengthened, it can pull more storms in there. And so we tend to get wetter weather with El Nino across the southern states, including southern Utah. Southern Utah always tends to have a very wet winter during an El Nino. Now, for northern Utah, it can go either way. I hate to say that, but it really can go either way. If that subtropical jet stream comes a little farther to the north, then we get all those storms as well, and we get a wetter than normal winter. But if it stays just a little too far to the south, southern Utah gets all the storms, and we're just sort of on the fringe of it. So I'm hopeful that this will be a good winter for us because of this strong El Nino that's looking like it'll peak in late fall and early winter. I do think that we've got a very high likelihood of having a good winter in southern Utah. It's just northern Utah that I'm still a little unsure about. But let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed, our toes crossed, everything crossed, and hope that we can get a good winter.
Okay, one last thing about the tornado. I'm struck by the fact that, or tornado warning, I should say. I'm struck by the fact that the anniversary of the Salt Lake tornado was just a few days ago. So it's kind of the same time of year, basically.
Same time of year, yes. Monsoon thunderstorms can become very powerful thunderstorms. The August 11th, 1999 tornado, that was a monsoon thunderstorm event. All you need is a little rotation in that thunderstorm, and you can get you can get a tornado. It doesn't happen often here in Utah. In fact, I was just talking to National Weather Service last night. There were 5 tornado warnings issued last year, all of them in eastern Utah. You remember that tornado that we had down in San Juan County?
Yes.
So most of those warnings were associated with that tornado. Before that, though, the last time a tornado warning had been issued in the state of Utah was the late 2010s.
Wow, okay.
So it doesn't happen very often here in Utah. When it does happen, though, it does tend to be this time of year with those monsoon thunderstorms.
Okay, so you're on standby to come in tonight too, right, Lindsay?
Well, I guess so. Who needs sleep? Who needs sleep? Not me, that's for sure.
She's going to go take a nap right
Sleep
now,
is
probably.
for wimps.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much. It was
Yep.
fun to talk to you. Appreciate it. If you had the 2 News weather app last night, you would have been informed about this heavy rain, the flooding, that tornado warning. If you don't have that weather app, you can scan the QR code right there on your screen, and that will take you to the download process.